We welcome you live to the iCar Pro Series Season number 2 race in Richmond. And we are all up and running here tonight from Richmond Raceway in the iCar Pro Series for the second season of iCar in the Pro Series, of course. So cars are just on the racetrack. They are finishing up their warm-up session. We are at Richmond Raceway, Raceway this week in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League all-around. And tonight is Tuesday, and of course, as usual, it's iCar, the third race of season number 2 for the iCar Pro Series. And we are just about ready to go, and Richmond Raceway qualifying is coming up next. All right, so here we go from Richmond. Car is going to roll onto the racetrack. There's the 18 of Matthew White. He's got one win this season. We're having a bit of an issue with the connection. There we go. Quick second. Apologize about that. Make sure we're all good. Alright, so I think we're... Sorry about that. I think we're all good. We're up and running now. Alright, so cars in the racetrack here for this qualifying session from Richmond. Of course, one lap qualifying only. Here's the 18 of Matthew White win this season. It happened over in Watkins Glen, the season opener. Miller goes top of the board so far. Second, Chandler. There's Ashton Miller down the back straightaway. He rolls. And that's 79 car. Here he comes down the front stretch. Chandler top of the board so far. Bernal second, Miller third, DeFilippi fourth, Clausen now in P5. And here's Cole Clausen. Down the back stretch goes the 5 machine. He's going to hit the wall. So he'll be sixth. I don't know why it's lagging so badly. Oh my god. So far Matthew White on provisional pole. Actually got to go radio style here for a second. I don't understand what's going on. It's lagging horribly. Alright, so hopefully we're back here. I don't understand what this thing is doing. It's still laggy. Matthew White currently on provisional pole. Cameron Chandler second. I don't really understand what's going on. It's really lagging. This is not what I need right now. So unfortunately having some technical difficulties. We'll be right back here in just a moment. iRacing's been horrible today with the lag, unfortunately. I don't know what's going on. It's just iRacing. So I really don't understand. But be up here running in just a minute, hopefully. All right. So I'm really trying to get this back up and running. Hopefully it actually works this time. Hopefully the iRacing lag issues fix themselves. Definitely seems a little bit better, I think, hopefully. Alright, so we're back live here in Richmond yet again. Nope, it's still so. Oh my god, I don't understand what's going on. And it's literally just iRacing. Nothing else on my computer is lagging. So I don't really understand why this has to happen. Alright, so I believe we're all back up and running here in Richmond. Sorry about all these issues. I really don't know what's going on. I'm trying to fix everything. iRacing, the main UI was lagging for me before. But, I don't know what this is now. Hoping it's not my ticker, but this usually doesn't happen. So I don't... Alright. Back live here again in Richmond. Hopefully for the last time. Hopefully this actually gets sorted out now. Go racing in a bit. 22 seconds to go here in this. It's the warm-up session that iCar has, of course. All right. Down the backstretch into 3 goes that 30 car, and that will do it in the warm-up session. Races coming up next. 100 laps around Richmond Raceway tonight for iCar. Here we go. So, fortunately, during the qualifying session, during that warm-up session, had a couple issues, but we're back and we're live in Richmond, Virginia. So, of course, it's a weird schedule for this week. Of course, we've got iCar tonight on a Tuesday, like usual. Cup Series on a Thursday, but there's no on-track action at all in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League tomorrow night, Wednesday. Even when we usually have, like, an Xfinity Series off weeks, we sometimes even do, like, lobbies or trucks or whatever. But with all those issues, Bryce Benton is going to be starting on pole here tonight. He has one iCar win to his name. That was at Rockingham a season ago. So kind of a, not very similar, but kind of similar to Richmond. More of a shorter oval. To his outside going to be Matthew White, a winner this season at Watkins Glen. Row number 2 consists of Cameron Chandler on the 8. And Bernaldo is outside. Cameron Chandler, of course, your defending series champion. Still looking for that first win of the season. Finished second the last 2 weeks. And Matthew White is your current points leader. Over 1 point over Braden Hunsicker. Alright, here we go in Richmond. 100 laps from Richmond, Virginia. The iCar Pro Series is the first time iCar has been on track here in Richmond. As cars will roll off pit road. Ready to go. Bryce Benton starting from pole position. There's, I don't know if Cole Fawcett rolled off or not. I don't believe he did. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Have to see if we can get an update on the driver of the 5. So we're going to come to 1 to green this time by from Richmond Raceway. Of course, 2 races this week in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League tonight in Richmond. And then, of course, gotta have a day off. Then we go for Thursday night's NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season 4 race here from Richmond Raceway. They just have 3 races to go in the playoffs in the Cup Series. And of course, it's only race number 3 here in the iCar Pro Series. Here we go. Bryce Benton looking for that first win of the season on the front row with Matthew White. They came to 1 degree in that time. Side by side, rolling down this back straightaway at Richmond. We are just about ready to come to the green flag. Chevrolet, Toyota on run number 1, 2 Chevys. First four is that 88 of Hogan. He's starting in 6th. Pace car is in, and race 3 of the iCar Pro Series season is green and underway from Richmond Raceway. Bad start on the outside lane. Great start around the outside for Matthew White. He is gone past Bryce Benton. Now battle for second. Burnell in the 46 begins outside. White's up the racetrack. Already they're side by side down the back straightaway with the lead of this race. Benton squeezes his nose down in there. He will take the lead, and he'll come around and lead the opening lap in Richmond. Matthew White all over his back bumper. I don't understand what's going on with my ticker. Come on. While this goes on, as they head down the back straightaway. Okay. This is pretty pathetic. Still Benton leading. He actually got it that time. I don't know if it's missing parts. Good God. Oh, what a crash happening back here. There we go. We're finally back up in line with the ticker. One car just went around. It's the 46, and the caution's out for the first time tonight. That's Burnell in that 46 car. He went around. Let's take a look at what happened. So, 4 laps in. On the outside. Oh, just gets loose all by himself, and then wrecks right ahead of Cameron Chandler. I believe he might have gotten some damage. Ooh. Another car got him a little bit. Mostly, everyone did a fantastic job being able to avoid. Right along with the 8 of Chandler through his accident. See what he saw on board of the 8 Chevrolet. Yeah, all by himself. Got started inside the top 5 as well, so definitely unfortunate for the driver of the 46. Not what he wants to see early on. Of course, Benton got that terrible start. We actually took the lead away from Matthew White in the opening laps. And he now leads in Richmond, 5 laps in. Burnell's going to fall to the rear of the field, but still has time, only 5 laps into this 100-lap event. So Bryce Benton, your current leader, looking to become the 3rd winner in 3 races in iCar this season. Of course, Cameron Chandler went over half the races last season, so definitely would be a bit of a change if we saw that happen this year. See if anyone comes to pit road. I don't know if they're good on fuel or not. I think they would be. Could be wrong. No takers. Except Burnell, who of course has damage from that spin. Alright. Of course, Chuscone is well involved in iCar, not just the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Series. This is technically part of the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, but it's a different thing. I apologize for all the technical difficulties tonight. I don't really understand what's going on with the ticker or my my lag, but hopefully we got it all sorted out. Of course, we'll be under the lights on Thursday. This race is today here in iCar. We'll be under the lights Thursday night for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series here. Lagging really badly. Thank you, iRacing. Appreciate it. Coming to the choose. Outside goes Matthew White. Okay. Choose on back here. Yeah, so iRacing lag has been horrible so far tonight. Hopefully this changes. I don't really understand why my sim is not really being the best. Alright, we'll restart here in lap 8. Actually hurts your eyes if it lags a lot. It really doesn't smooth at all. But here we go, lap 7 or 8 in Richmond. We're back underway. Better restart on the inside for Bryce Benton that time. He's going to get away side by side with Dwight heading into turn number 1. On the inside, there's Cameron Chandler around the outside big time. He'll fall to maybe 4th side by side here with Hogan as they head down the back straightaway. White looking inside here in Benton, trying to squeeze his nose down in there. Benton blocks him off. Going to cover out the lead yet again on lap number 9 in Richmond. Through 1 and 2 they go yet again. Cameron Chandler now trying the outside lane. See White all over the back bumper, that 9 of Benton. Chandler pressuring back there as the 88 of Hogan, side by side pacing Lizzie, the inside of Max DiFilippi, going to take that spot away. Oh, 30 car on the low side. I believe that's White. He's getting really, really loose. Fall behind James McKinney back to 9th. Back up front, Matthew White's getting pressured by Cameron Chandler for 2nd place. These two both have a chance to have the points lead after tonight. Way up to the wall goes Chandler. You know, he's super good at that. He actually hits the wall a little bit there. Don't want to curse him or anything. Benton, though, still leading back into 1. White at the racetrack yet again. Chandler kind of squeezes his nose down in there. Leaving the bumper, or is it too early in this event? Way up the racetrack goes Mason Lindsay back there. Ooh, car got a little bit loose. That's Max DiFilippi back there. He is sideways in 12. Ashton Miller going to split him. There's Jamie McKinney, the outside lane, his first iCar start, I believe, at least this season. May even take it 3 wide. Oh, Miller's loose. That's not McKinney. That's Youngblood. He is completely sideways as well. There's Miller inside of DiFilippi. Side by side down the front straightaway yet again. Take that spot away. Oh, Youngblood. I want to find Youngblood again. Jamie McKinney in that 1 car completely loose. Heading down the front straightaway yet again in Richmond. Side by side battles. There's still a battle for 2nd place going on. Cameron Chandler trying to get to the back bumper of Matthew White. DiFilippi finds spot in line right behind Ashton Miller in 7th. Clausen back on the racetrack here, but he is 10 laps down. Here's McKinney looking inside in that 01 car on DiFilippi. Oh, they make contact. McKinney slides off corner exit. Battle for 7th place going on. It is heated. More contact almost as they head through 3 and 4 yet again. And they're side by side still down this front straightaway back into 1. Big send through 1 and 2 for that 01 of McKinney on the bottom. Still side by side. You're really, really loose side by side with these iCars. CJ Erdman, 9th. He actually got some of those points back in the Xfinity Series, so he's just below the cut line now in 9th. Had a bit of a mistake with all the point standings. It's the Xfinity Series next race. They head to Kansas next week. Just 2 races to go until the playoffs. Here we go. Battle for 2nd outside. Here comes Cameron Chandler. Trying to get a run around the outside on Matthew White. Got good momentum down this front straightaway. Where's he going to take it? Through 1. The reason I'm not saying 1 and 2 is I'm so used to last week saying 1 and then 2 for Indianapolis, and not just joining 1 and 2 together. Whereas IRP went to Indianapolis Raceway Park, the short track outside of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Is now all over the back bumper of Matthew White goes Cameron Chandler. To the outside he goes yet again. Good battle for 2nd here in Richmond. Inside yet again, that 8 car trying to squeeze his nose down in there to the quarter panel, to the door of Matthew White. Side by side, can he keep it there? No, he cannot. Chandler has to fall back to 3rd still in a heated battle. They're pulling away here from 88 of Hogan, who's having a great run, and Peyton Lindsay currently running in 5th. And there's Ashton Miller starting to close up the gap next. DiFilippi looking inside here on the 01 of McKinney. Still this battle for 2nd going on between Matthew White and Cameron Chandler. up a little bit. Nearly in the wall they go. As they head down this backstretch into 3 and 4, he might start to get impatient. I know it's only 21 laps into this race, but Cameron Chandler, we don't know what he's going to do to the bumper of white. We'll go outside this time, try a bit of a different line. He's out of the inside, battle for second place. Cameron Chandler on the door of Matthew White, trying to keep it side by side. He loses momentum down the front straightaway. What's going to power back around him? The big thing you got to think about tonight at Richmond is saving your tires, especially the rears. You don't want to spin them down the front straightaway. You got to be really, really careful on the gas. We'll run along with some people once we get longer into this run. Outside, here we go. Chandler yet again. Three cars under about 0.6 of a second for the race lead. We got back here Hogan still running in fourth. Lindsay now got pressure from Ashton Miller to his rear bumper. You can see Miller, once again, another car tries to make a move to the inside, gets loose, passes back out of it. Nose to tail. "25 laps into Richmond. Bryce Benson has led the most laps so far. He started on a pole, been dominant so far tonight, but he's got two cars all over his back bumper, Matthew White and Cameron Chandler. Chandler still trying to look inside on White there in the 18. As they head back into 1 and 2. Now here is Ashton Miller looking inside on Payson Lindsay for 5th place. Lindsay up the racetrack a little bit. Down the backstretch they go. Now Lindsay goes up, so does Ashton Miller. He'll cut back down low. Lindsay, though, has good momentum up corner exit and will clear Miller. Donovan Hogan, now Matthew White, starting to pressure Bryce Benson for the lead of this race. Still these three nose to tail. Trying to catch a bit of lap traffic. That's the 46 of Burnell. He was, of course, inside the top 5 before until he had that accident early in the race. Miller gotten around Payson Lindsay. Lindsay's, though, trying to fight back to the outside. And a good momentum going down this front straightaway. If he can keep it, not really enough to try to fight back. Now Miller all over the back bumper of Hogan for 4th. Oh, he gets sideways, almost goes around. Here comes Lindsay back to the outside. Miller slides back up this racetrack. Lindsay to his bumper as they head side by side once again down the front straightaway. Back into 1 and 2. That was nearly an accident for Ashton Miller. He'll get a good run around the outside yet again. Oh, he's in the wall. Pretty good contact. He'll fall back to P6, possibly 7th. Here comes McKinney in the 01. They fall back in line. Ashton Miller doesn't look like he has too much damage on the outside of the race car, but how much internal damage that 79 car takes. Lindsay back to 5th. Hogan still running in 4th. Lindsay up the racetrack. Miller to the bottom, but Payson should probably get a pretty decent run off corner exit. Clear Ashton Miller yet again. Battle for the lead. Here comes Matthew White pressuring Bryce Benson. Benson slides around that 18 all over his back bumper. Got some lap traffic. Will Matthew use that as a pick? He's to Benson's bumper. Trying to look inside. He's there yet again. He's to the bumper. He's going to move him up the racetrack. Here comes Matthew White to the inside. Battle for the lead here in Richmond. Sideways goes Benson. Surprise, he just gave him the bumper right away. Benson, though, trying to fight back around the outside lane. They're still side by side, heading through 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Oh, Matthew White bangs off his door, gets a little bit loose. Will this allow Cameron Chandler to close in? Yes, it will. Great battle for the lead here in Richmond. Benton, good run around the outside. He's going to re-clear Matthew White and take the lead back away. White, though, to his quarter panel. Benton is sideways, having to hang on to that thing. Now White around the outside looking for momentum. We should have a pretty good run here coming off corner exit and down this back straightaway. Where's he going to take it? Can't go anywhere just yet. Still to the bumper of Benton. Benton doing a really fantastic job of holding on to this position. Now Cameron Chandler, he's closed up to this battle. He's loose. Benton on the outside. Here comes White. Back down low. Matthew White on the low side. Benton on the outside. He's outside is kind of over. We're getting good runs, but oh! White makes contact with the 9. He's not falling in line just yet, though. He's still on the bottom. Chandler now closing the bumper of White. 3 cars battling for the top spot here in Richmond. Oh, he just clears him. Benton back to the lead of this race. Top 3 are nose to tail, 38 laps into this race. Look at this. Chandler now pressuring Matthew White for second place, while Matthew White pressures Bryce Benton for the lead. I definitely think these two are both faster than the 9. Here we go, White at the racetrack, this time by. See what kind of run he can get down the backstretch. Nothing doing yet. Still, sorry about that, Iris. Camera angles. Still Oliver's bumper gets in the wall a little bit. That's the 9. He'll still block back into 1 and 2. White up the racetrack a little bit. Loses some momentum. He's loose as well. Benton trying to do everything he can to hold on to this position. But White's going to give him the bumper. Up the racetrack goes Benton. No, he doesn't. Thought he was. Keeps it down low, but he slides around yet again. And here comes White to his quarter panel, to his door, to the inside. Now Chandler, he'll go high. They nearly make contact side by side for the race lead. Benton, good run around the outside again to try to clear White. Now where's Chandler going to go? 3 cars all battling for the race lead. Not even halfway through. Where's that A car going to go? He'll go 3 wide bottom. Here comes Chandler. Side by side with White. Benton's going to clear, but Cameron Chandler trying to take second place back away. And maybe even the lead. He gives Benton the bumper. What a battle. Now White, crossover to the inside on Benton. Chandler away at the racetrack should have good momentum carrying down this backstretch. He goes 3 wide again. Oh, they make contact. Both up the racetrack. Through goes Chandler. He is clear. No, he's not. Matthew White still to the outside. Now he is. Cameron Chandler takes the lead, but Matthew White crossover back down low. He is there. Low side on the 8 of Chandler. We got a car spinning out, caution. That's Max DiFilippo again. He spun out twice at IRP last week. And he also caused a big wreck in the Brickyard 400, so he really hasn't been too favored for drivers, especially in the cold crossing. Let's take a look at how he got around, bringing out the second caution of the night. Kind of unfortunate long run. Oh, he just gets dumped. He gets sent up the racetrack here. Completely loses it after that. Oh, that's not good. He nearly hooked Go Clausen. Oh, man. Right along, see if he was struggling. Obviously longer in the run. He gets sent up the racetrack. He's sideways trying to save it. And there it goes. Around he will go and spinning into the wall. So we're going to see, we got cars on pit road here. All your leaders, I believe, are pitting. Here they come. Anyone staying out? It is Juan Cobbs Jr. staying out. Okay. Obviously, Richmond, a track you want new tires in every restart, pretty much. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, packing as much as fuel as you need. Off pit road first, Matthew White. Second's going to be Benton. Third, Chandler. And, I'm sorry to say, oh my God, Lindsay. And Chandler is going to lose multiple spots here. A roll off outside the top 10. What happened? That was an extended stop for Cameron Chandler. And Matthew White's going to roll off pit road first still. And now here comes Juan Cobbs Jr. down pit road. I wanted to see this before, but I want to actually see like what this kind of tire saving looks like. Obviously, we're gonna not go from the ones that are battling for the lead. We're gonna go back. Maybe I'll try to find someone, but I'll try to look at Jamie McKinney here. Let's ride along and listen, see maybe if he's saving tires or anything. Maybe working the throttle a bit, but sounds pretty wide open down the front straightaway. So, interesting. Obviously, they're not going to have to save tires too much. I wouldn't burn up your stuff, though. Coming to halfway pretty soon. I'm going to choose this time by. And we'll restart on that 49, just close to halfway. All right, so Cameron Chandler back here going to restart 12th. Definitely shocking for the driver of the 8. Don't know why his extended pit stop happens, but we'll have to see what goes on through the rest of this event. Here we go. What a battle there was for the lead earlier on. And we're going to come back to the restart this time by. Matthew White on the inside, Bryce Benton on the outside, who has dominated this race but had pressure on the longer run. Pace car is in. We're back underway. Lap 49, just close to halfway. It's kind of an interesting restart there. Pace and Lindsay looking inside there on White. There goes Benton, maybe to fall back. Big send there from the 99 to the inside for second. Good run around the outside. Benton's going to clear him now. Here comes Lindsay, trying to fight back around the outside lane. Matthew White is clear for the race lead, but Benton going to try to fight to his inside. Here comes the 9. Back down low on Matthew White. He's going to send it down in there and take the lead. New leader once again is the driver that's led the most laps. It's Bryce Benton. Halfway through this race, car's loose back there, but they saved it. Cameron Chandler was one of them. Now Matthew White fighting back down low. Good battle up front here in Richmond. White on the bottom, Benton on the outside. Both battling for the lead in this race. Benton, good run around the top. He'll clear the 18 to White again. Lindsay way up the racetrack there at the 99. He almost hits the wall. Back there, the 01 of Jamie McKinney running in 4th. Ooh, car in the wall, back straight away again. It's Max DiFilippi. What is he doing? No caution so far. We're staying green. That is the 5th incident he's been in the last 2 weeks, including iCar at IRP, the Brickyard for the Cup Series, and now tonight's iCar race, only halfway through. Juan Cobbs Jr. up here right now. Here we go to the inside. The 18 of White looking down low on the 9 of Benton again. The racetrack goes to that 99 of Pace and Lindsay. One and James McKinney's trying to work his way to the inside now. Here comes White, still trying to find his nose down in there, so it seems like shorter run, maybe 20 or so laps. Bryce Benton very, very strong on. Maybe 40 or so laps, 35 or 40 or so laps. Matthew White really turns up the heat now. Pressures Benton, but ready. White is all over the back bumper of that 9 car, so it looks like speed is too good on the short run for Benton, but he did take the lead away from White on the restart. 55 laps to go in Richmond. Oh, car loose back straight away. That's Ashton Miller on the bottom. Now Cameron Chandler through this middle, inside as well. The Owen and Jamie McKinney trying to find his way off. Now McKinney looking to the bumper of that 99. Oh, gives him the bumper a little bit. Payson Lindsay nearly up the racetrack, currently holding on a third. McKinney in fourth. Chandler on up to P5 already. To the outside here of Miller. How much tire is he having to wear out running up through the fields? Dominant season we saw a year ago for Cameron Chandler so far, but that's 2 second place finishes and currently runs fifth. To the inside of McKinney, he will go. Also battle lead still nose to tail between Benton and White. They've pulled away from Payson Lindsay in this whole group of about maybe 6 or 7 cars involving Cameron Chandler. Third and long. Oh, McKinney almost goes around. He somehow makes that incredible save down the front straightaway. I thought for sure that 01 car was loose and going around. He will hang on to it. Now he's got pressure from Chandler, who's also loose as well, and he's to the inside for fourth place. McKinney has momentum back around the outside on Chandler. Not going to make it easy on him. Over the wall a little bit goes McKinney. Chandler trying to fight back inside, and he's clear on the 01. Up to fourth place goes Cameron Chandler. Now he's going to pressure Payson Lindsay, but he wants to get around him as soon as possible because these top two are driving off. He also wants these top two to probably start battling. They wear each other out and lose time. Richmond Raceway has been a great show. 63 laps into this iCar Pro Series race. What a day it's been so far. Ooh, a little bit loose there for the 99 of Payson Lindsay. He's got 8 of Chandler on his back bumper. Up the racetrack goes that 8. And back down the front straightaway. He's back down low, crossing over on Payson Lindsay. As they head back through 1 and 2. Chandler clear on Lindsay for third. Lindsay, though, fighting back on the inside again. Trying to squeeze his nose back in there. The racetrack a little bit goes Lindsay. Now battle for the race lead. Wide over the back bumper of Benton. And I believe now Chandler is finally around the 99. He'll try to run down these top two. He's got about 2 seconds in between him and Matthew White and Bryce Benton. Oh, Matthew White giving the bumper to Benton. Of course, these two are battling, so definitely going to slow them down a little bit. Benton is so loose. He will save it. My goodness. And he keeps the lead through 1 and 2. That's definitely going to help Chandler try to close up. Exactly what he wants to see. Oh, they're both loose, heading down the back straightaway. White to Benton's bumper. He gives him the shot. Up the racetrack goes the 9. Here comes Matthew White. White in the 18 on the bottom. Benton in the 9 on the outside, trying to keep it tough. Side by side down the back straightaway. This could allow Chandler to close up. Benton still trying to keep his nose up on the outside on Matthew White. Nearly in the wall goes the 9 car, Benton. He's led the most laps so far tonight, but he hasn't been without pressure, especially from Matthew White. He gets a little bit loose through 3 and 4. Bryce Benton just got unsuspended from the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, so he'll be back this Thursday at Richmond after suspension from Indianapolis after what he did in Watkins Glen 2 weeks ago. battle back here. Going McKinney into 99 of Lindsay. Now for the lead. Here comes Matthew White. Gonna send it down low on Benton. Coming lap 70, 31 to go. Benton, the outside middle lane has been his advantage. He's still able to keep it tough with that 18 of White, but as the run goes along even further, how much more can he maybe keep it on the outside and wearing out his tires more than White? He's still keeping it tough. Side by side down the front straightaway, clearing White yet again. We've seen so much action tonight. This race isn't even over. Still 30 to go. His car's really loose. That's Ashton Miller on the bottom. Nearly goes around. This race is only half distance of the Cup race on Thursday. In the wall goes the 18 of White through one. He could have good momentum heading down the back straightaway. Ooh, that's even better momentum because Benton got loose. He'll go outside yet again. Now has the outside lane. Oh, but he's going to drift up into the fence. And in the wall again goes Matthew White. He'll lose time. Chandler 1.2 seconds back. He's been quicker than both these top two. White up the racetrack. Now he's in the wall again. Room 3 and 4. Matthew White has been all over the fence. Side by safety here down the front straightaway again. Ashton Miller low side on Payson Lindsay. Chandler up front now, second the gap for the race lead. He is coming and will be in this battle pretty shortly after restarting outside the top 10. What a drive for Cameron Chandler. This is why he's an iCar Pro Series champion. They're still side by side heading through 1 and 2 yet again between Payson Lindsay and Ashton Miller. Miller around the inside again on the 99. He's going to try to line him up the racetrack, battle for the lead. Heating up now, Matthew White to the inside of Benton again. So much action on the racetrack going on with now 25 laps to go. Here comes Matthew White. Down low on Benton again. He will have to fall back in line. He gives the bumper a little bit that time. The racetrack goes that 9 of Benton. He slides. Matthew White, though, still pressuring him. He'll go outside through 1. Doing everything again to try to find her way around Bryce Benton, but he's kind of been like a roadblock. He's back down low this time, but the low side hasn't been getting the best advantage. Maybe he'll slide up to the door of the 9. Doesn't want to maybe do it dirty, but Benton, of course, we know his dirty he raced in Watkins Glen, so maybe he has one coming. Catching a lap car, that's Max C. Filippi in the wall a little bit, goes that 9 to Benton. Big send for Matthew White down low, though. Cameron Chandler now 0.6 of a second back. Like I said, he's coming. These two wear each other out. Cameron Chandler could come to pounce. Still, though, side by side, down the back straightaway. White again has to fall back in line. Got to be getting frustrating for the driver of the 18. He's been clean, though, the bumper of Benton as of late. Remember when Chandler got to Benton, he just completely moved him. What will happen when he gets there? And what will this lap traffic with D. Filippi do? Ooh, Benton slides into the wall. Now the 18 of White's there. To his bumper once more. Now he's giving the bumper a little bit, but Benton really hasn't been moving up the racetrack. 20 laps to go. What a battle for the lead. It's been all day long here in Richmond. Now going to be maybe a three-way battle for the lead. Benton slides. Chandler coming into the picture as well. Bryce Benton doing everything he can to try to hold on to this position, but Matthew White back down low. Lap car moves out of the way. let these leaders race with 19 to go. Now here's Chandler. He's starting to find the outside lane. There's still those side by side. Almost contact. There is contact. Down the front straightaway. Benton doing everything he can up the outside lane to hold on to this lead. But Matthew White grabbing the low side. He is almost clear. But momentum coming back around the outside again for the 9. Chandler up high once more. But Matthew White's been working lower and lower ever so slightly to try to clear him off corner exit. He will. Matthew White, new leader. Benton goes down low to try to retake the lead. Oh! Nearly contact between Benton and Chandler for second. Chandler goes outside. Needs to get around Benton as soon as possible so he can try to now run down your new leader, Matthew White, with 16 to go. Chandler now outside. What kind of momentum he's going to get? He's going to get down this back straightaway. Oh, into the wall goes Benton. Here comes Chandler. Big send. He'll try to clear him as soon as possible, but he's way up the racetrack. Benton going to fight back down low. Through 1 and 2, 15 laps remain in Richmond in the iCar Pro Series. They're losing time to the race. They're almost contact. Benton slides again, and now into second goes Chandler. He's clear. Got about 5/10 of a second coming up. 14 laps to go. Can he run down Matthew White? He was quicker than him before. Benton back to third after dominating this race. Back here, there's Payson Lindsay in the 99, currently running in 5th. Hogan to the bottom. Miller in 7th still. McKinney up to 4th. Catching the lap traffic of DeFilippi. That time by Matthew White a little bit quicker than Cameron Chandler. But we see Chandler maybe start to run a little bit of a different line as they head down this back straightaway. 6, now even 7/10 of a second almost the gap for the race lead. 12 laps to go for Matthew White, looking for his second win of the season, looking to extend his points lead. Such a good start to the year for White so far. Winner at Watkins Glen, race number 2 of the season at Richmond. And funny story, apparently winning iCar this season gives you good luck in the Cup Series. Matthew White, of course, won the iCar race at Watkins Glen 2 weeks ago, and then proceeded to win the Cup race as well 2 nights later. And Braden Hunsicker won at IRP in iCar on last Tuesday, and then 2 nights later at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, he went to Victory Lane in the Brickyard 400. So, whoever wins tonight, if you're a Cup driver, does it spell good luck? 10 laps to go. 8/10 of a second now again. At 9/10 of a second, he is pulling away from Cameron Chandler. Benton fighting to the bumper of Chandler yet again. Looking back here, yep, maybe a battle between Hogan and Lindsay for 5th. Hogan trying to look inside. Ashton Miller, he's kind of had a tough night. Running currently in 7th. Ford Guntley in 8th. While Youngblood currently running 9, running the top 10 is Zane Rahman. Here's Hogan trying to look inside of Payson Lindsay, battling for 5th place. Spot inside the top 5 here at Richmond. They're side by side down the front straightaway. Lindsay around the outside again. They're trying to re-clear him, but Hogan trying to squeeze his nose down in there. Of course, Matthew White just hoping not to have a caution here. That would change everything. There's Hogan again to the inside here on Payson Lindsay. They get back into 1 and 2. Hogan down low, Lindsay on the outside, battling for the lead just inside the top 5. Ashton Miller trying to get into this battle as well. He's waiting in the wings. Sorry about that. As they head back into 1 and 2. 5 laps to go. Still side by side Ashton Miller. Of course, waiting back there, looking for an opportunity. Riding along with the 79 car with 5 laps to go. Let's slide each other up the racetrack a little bit. Still, though, side by side for 5th place. Ooh, they lean on each other down the back straightaway. Hogan will fall in line behind that 99 of Lindsay. Lindsay, though, up the racetrack again. Donovan Hogan looking inside. Once more. 3 to go. Oh, contact! Hogan sends Lindsay up the racetrack. He'll take the spot away. Now, here comes Ashton Miller trying to fight to the back bumper of that 99 of Lindsay. Lindsay, though, Big Sen maybe looking for some revenge. Oh, they make contact! 2 to go. Matthew White just looking for the white flag. They are all over each other. So head back into 1 and 2. Hogan puts the bumper to Lindsay. Here comes Miller as well. Miller's all the way down low, and Hogan, oh! Around goes Pace and Lindsay. No, he doesn't. He saves it. We stay green. My goodness. White flag, 1 more to go for Matthew White. Here he is, final time down the back straightaway, looking for win number 2 of the iCar Pro Series season. He'll head off turn number 4 to see the checkered flag. Matthew White gonna win at Richmond. Battle back here, Hogan to the inside of oh, Miller, he'll make contact. This is for 5th, what a battle. It'll be Hogan with Lindsay, or Miller in 6th. Pace and Lindsay comes home in 7th. My God, Owen Basin is not happy with Donovan Hogan. But Matthew White wins in Richmond. He will get the job done tonight. He'll burn it down. What a race. My goodness, that was impressive. One of the better iCar races I've ever seen. What a battle up front for the most part, besides maybe the last 15 or so laps, but my goodness, what a day. And just beating and banging in there at the end between Hogan, Lindsay, and Moore. Matthew White, your race winner. We're going to have post-race interviews coming up and more post-race coverage here at Richmond Raceway. And your winner, Matthew White, doing a burnout all the way around the racetrack. What a way to kick off Richmond week in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. Of course, unfortunately, after this, we don't have any on-track action tomorrow. We're deciding maybe on lobbies, but ultimately that's not going to be the case. So have an off day. First time, it's like, I don't even know if we've ever had like a random off day in the middle of our race week. It's definitely very strange. And obviously it won't happen for the rest of the season. Matthew White wins in Richmond. What a day for Matthew White. And we got post-race interviews that are going to be coming up from the Richmond Raceway. Matthew White doesn't like interviews. We see scared. So we'll see if we actually get him here for a post-race interview. His second iCar Pro Series win of the season. He should extend the points lead pretty good. I think Cameron Chandler will now be second in points. But very good day for Matthew White. What a battle. This race had 10 lead changes and just 100 laps at a short track. So definitely very, very impressive. Bryce Benson, though, dominated this race. That's 74 laps and ultimately will end up third. Not the finish the driver of the 9 would have wanted. Give Matthew White about 30 seconds if he actually wants to show up for a post-race interview. White, of course, is your winner here at Richmond tonight. What a race it was. All right, so Matthew White electing not to show up. What else is new? But he gets the job done tonight. His second iCar win of the season. Coming up next, going to be Bryce Benson. Led 74 laps tonight. Unfortunately, ends up third. Bryce Benson led the most laps tonight. Started on pole, really dominant race, but you had pressure from Matthew White, Cameron Chandler, and others on your bumper that entire time. Ultimately, unfortunately for you, you'll end up third, but still overall a good day. Just what are your takeaways from this race, especially late?
Yeah, I mean, I gave it my all tonight, and I just couldn't finish it out. I don't know. It was overall a really good race. Again, kind of similar to how last season went. At Richmond here, in iCar. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I mean there wasn't really an opportunity for me to save tires unless I got behind White, but I didn't want to give up the lead because I knew White was probably better than me like just overall. So I didn't want to give up the lead because I felt like if I did, White would have just probably drove away, and he kind of did. I mean, when he got around me, so I mean that kind of just proved my point. I didn't want to lose the lead, so I was really just fighting really hard. I mean, I had tires in mind the whole race. I never really got the chance to save tires because I was trying to fight White, which was kind of my own decision. I did look back and I probably should have committed to the inside when uh oh sorry, that's my sorry, there we go. But yeah, I should have committed to the inside when White got around me. I tried to go to the inside, then I went back to the outside when I went to try to pass him again. I should have probably committed to the inside, and maybe even if he did block all the way to the inside, I could have even gave him the bump. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of a learning experience, and I mean, gave me a lot of experience going into Thursday.
Yeah, so of course Thursday night, the Cup Series race. So of course, very well documented. You were suspended for the last Cup race at Indy, so you had a week off. But you're coming back. You fell to fifth in points, though. You still mathematically have a chance for, I believe, third in the standings, but it's going to take a lot. I believe you're about what, maybe 40 or so, 45 or so points back on Braden Hunsicker for that, as he just won last week. So what are your thoughts going to that race, especially from what you took in tonight's iCar event?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can have speed. I definitely not as strong in the next gens here as I am in the Arca, which is actually that's kind of surprised me because usually it's the opposite. But yeah, I feel like I'm not as strong with the next gens at Richmond, but we'll see what we can do. I mean, still, it's not a bad track for me, and I think we could definitely have a chance to maybe even go for a win. Just gonna try to put in some practice for that. Um, but yeah, I mean, looking at the points, I mean, yeah, we fell down to fifth. I'm gonna try to maybe get to like fourth in the standings. Either way, it doesn't really matter as long as we make the playoffs. It's just the playoffs that really count. At this point, because we're not gonna get the regular season championship. So, I mean, the main thing is just to make the playoffs, and obviously, I don't want to do anything dumb at Richmond to get me suspended for even more races. So I'm obviously gonna be careful not doing that, but I don't think I will. Hopefully not. But yeah, I think if I don't do anything stupid, I should be able to get just get into the playoffs, and from there we're just gonna try to uh try to just put together some a good playoffs because I mean that's really what counts, and yeah, I'll just try to go for a championship from there.
All right, Bryce. Well, still nice job coming home third place. A strong run overall tonight in Richmond, and we'll see you on Thursday for the Cup race.
Yep.
Coming up next, gonna be um Jeremiah Gottlieb. Gottney. My God, Galtney. Jeremiah Galtney, you guys finish in eighth, I believe, in your first ever iCar Pro Series start. So, definitely a pretty tense race here at Richmond Raceway tonight. What are your kind of your takeaways from? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but your first ever start in iCar.
So yes, this is my first ever start, and I don't know. It was real fun. I really liked the racing. Um, that first wreck early on scared the crap out of me because I had to dive down to avoid it. But I'm happy and mad. I'm happy that I didn't wreck it. I stayed to the finish and I had really good tire saving. I'm mad about the fact and how with about 20 to go, I was gaining on the guys in front of me since I saved a little tire and I got into the wall out of two, overcorrected and broke the toe. So I had to limp it home for the next 20 laps and just kind of stayed in eighth.
So, of course, will we see you in any upcoming NASCAR racing FedEx League events, which of course affiliated with this, and then or maybe other iCar races?
Uh, I do plan to do more iCar races. But honestly, it just depends on how I feel if I want to do any type of FedEx racing. Depends on if I kind of have that going for me, I guess. Um, but yeah,
All right. Well, nice job coming home with a top 10 in your first ever start, and we'll see you in the next race you're able to do.
yeah, of course. Thank you.
All right. Coming up next will be Zainerman. Came home with a top 10. Zainerman, not bad day. Top 10 here in Richmond on the lead lap. So, you were really close there with White. Youngwood almost looked like a photo finish. So, what was the battle going on there at the end?
I mean, for us to award this for today, I mean, I didn't make the last two races for both that RRP, so yeah, I mean, top 10 was good to finish the run. Um, Wyatt, on the other hand, I'm not sure because he was blinking out all over the place. I tried to get around him, made a mistake by checking up too much, and then yeah, I went into the wall, got a 2x out of that. So yeah, I didn't finish it clean, but I still finished top 10 either way, so I'm glad about that.
All right. So, will we see? I don't know if this is. I don't know yet, but will we see you guys in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race at Richmond here on Thursday?
Well, to answer that, well, yes and no, because for one, I'm actually spotting for Mac for my own teammate Max. So yeah, in the 87 again. And then after that, I should be like starting my cup starts from then.
All right, Sam. But next time we'll see you on track, of course, is either iCar or Xfinity at Kansas next week. So we'll see you then.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So that will do it here tonight. The iCar Pro Series in Richmond. Really great race all around. Matthew White, of course, your race winner. We got no action tomorrow night here in Richmond Raceway, unfortunately, after such a good show here today. But, of course, Thursday night, the big event. The NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race. Just 3 races to go to the playoffs. Happens here live, Richmond Raceway, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. So that's the next time we'll see you. So thank you for tuning in tonight for the iCar Pro Series. Next time iCar will be on track is next Tuesday in Kansas. And that'll do it. We'll see you on Thursday for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series here in Richmond, Virginia. So good night in Richmond. We'll see you in 2 days.